Hello everyone, and welcome back to the finale of Trilby's Notes. Now, everything has kind of coalesced. We've had another vision of the Unicorn Inn, and unfortunately both Siobhan and Abed went missing. We did manage to locate Abed, but he died. And so now we've got this kind of sinking feeling that Linkman may be torturing us for some reason, because he left us a message with the last page that we received. So we had to collect a whole bunch of porcelain body parts and go to the roof for the most part. Now, it didn't tell us that we need the porcelain body parts yet, but I went ahead and decided to gather them early because they were there and they were along our way. And so now we go into the dark world. Bring her back. Look at wall. Blood seemed to be running down the stairs. The words "bring her back" were spelt out on the north wall for unknown reasons. Okay. Look at doll? It seemed like some kind of porcelain mannequin with bits missing. I couldn't see how it was attached to the wall. Use legs. Use leg on doll. Give doll legs. Okay. Use head. Use head on doll. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? Oh, okay. Because I'm being too adventure gamey. It wants me to specifically attach the limbs. I replaced the left arm, the right arm, the left leg, and the right leg, and the head. The body was intact. For reasons I couldn't explain, I sensed that something had changed in the real world. What kind of ridiculous locking mechanism is this? Okay, so we're gonna take a pill. And then we go back here. Change the hotel to normal. And if you remember, this door was locked for some reason. Open door. Look around. The view of the island was spectacular, but most of the roof seemed sectioned off by a metal fence. Just about the only feature within reach was a piece of paper held down by a stone. Take paper. Clan Brown Island, July 28th, 1501. A sturdy tree, this. It took us from dawn to dusk, but we finally have it down. I'm tired, Father. 'Twas indeed clever of us to investigate the island, eh, boy? I've never seen such a gigantic oak, nor do I expect to again. But its wood shall keep us in the business of carpentry for years to come. Father, look at these stones. Do you think there was once a house here? It matters not. Why must you always look everywhere but what it matters? This is your... Father? Is something troubling you, Father? Oh dear. Father's being murdered. So we're gonna take the stone that we see and throw the stone. Where am I? I must have just shifted into the dark world during the vision. Trilby! Siobhan? Oh, thank God. I thought I was all alone. What happened to you? I don't know. After you knocked me out in my room, I woke up and everything was like this. The hotel's ruined. There's blood everywhere. I saw this horrible man. Tall, thin, long black coat. You know him? Enough to know you're lucky to be alive. He didn't notice me, so I ran up here to hide. How did you get past the doll? What doll? Trilby, what the hell is going on? I told you what would happen if you followed me into the shadows. This isn't your problem. Take these. What are these? Tranquilizer pills. Take one. When you calm down, the hotel will go back to normal. Why won't you need them? I don't need to run away anymore. Trilby, wait! Where are you going? I know enough now. I know where the wood came from. Perhaps I can find a way to end this. So I was right. The cursed wood came from the Clanbrowen Island, but what good does that knowledge do me? Wait a second. Never got around to reading the letter I took from under the rock. Trilby, I am very close to ending this. Meet me in the basement, the hotel basement. I must show you my discovery. Linkman. The other page was another of those religious papers. The Book of Victims. Victim 1. The Woodcutter. The first of those against whom the prince sought vengeance was the woodcutter, he who had held the axe that first felled the tree. The prince came to him and his son, and he struck the woodcutter down, and the woodcutter knew the name of the king. And the prince turned to the woodcutter's son, and he said, You I shall let live, for you are young, and are of the innocent, and that you may go among your people and tell them of what I will wrought. And the woodcutter's son fled and told all of what he had seen, but the wood of technology are arrogant, and his words were unheeded. Well, oh dear, oh dear. So we're gonna go into the basement. Because nothing ever good happens from going into the basement of an evil, spooky, haunted hotel, right? But we draw ourselves closer and closer to the end. And so this nightmare shall soon be over. Open door. Okay. Look, room. The Grammy cellar had been abandoned for some time. A large section of the floor was worn away. Someone had dug a hole in the foundations, large enough to admit a man. Enter hole? Oh, sure enough. And there's that symbol we saw. Oh, what's that? Things appear to be changing. Okay. Look. Room. I was in some kind of cavern dug out of the rock beneath the hotel. It seemed to be in a constant state of flux, flitting back and forth between the real world and its dark twin. I was certain that the gigantic stump in the middle of the floor had something to do with this. Well, there's only one more thing to do. Touch. Stump. Clanbrowen Peninsula, July 28th. Year 55 BC. Cabadath, a cleric druid, awaits the return of his friend and colleague Galden, who brings news of the invasion of Anglesey by the Roman Setius Paulinius. Having fallen out of favor with his fellows for certain radical beliefs and activities, Cabadath lives in solitude in this remote forest clearing and prefers not to travel himself. Cabadath, Galden, you bring news? The foreigners have landed. They could not be deterred by our sorcery. All is lost. Oh, certain are you? They are making their way across the land, eliminating resources. Even you out here will be brought down within days. I'm sorry, Kabadeth. And the great druids of Anglesey bow so easily to this brash foreign power. Do not hang your head yet, my friend. Perhaps the activities for which I was ostracized could yet spell an answer. What are you talking about? You know of my dealings with the ethereal realm. I know what you claim, that there exists some otherworldly territory populated by demons and creatures of magic. That you, Kabadath, can somehow commune with these creatures. Come inside, and I shall explain. Kabadath, what is this madness? In my dealings with the ethereal realm, I have learned of many powerful demons and elementals. But there is one spoken of only reluctantly, a beast possessing of awesome power. You plan to summon a demon? The most terrible of them all, who strikes fear into even the most unflappable creatures I have spoken with. A pain elemental. Indeed, the only pain elemental, ruler of a desolate wasteland where none venture. An invulnerable, hugely potent beast that feeds on the agony of others. And today is his day. The day when the boundaries between the realms weaken and he glimpses our world. To bring him through at that point should be simple. Even if you could conjure such a thing, how would you have it defend our land? I have much knowledge in the ways of magic. With the correct bindings, any demon can be forced to my will. I completed the preparations while I waited for your return. All that remains is the summoning. Kabadeth, it pains me to see how you build your hopes on such nonsense. Be silent and watch. You shall see your nonsense soon enough. In this hall of death, and by the light of Belennis's gift, I summon you. I bring you gifts to mark your path. I feed you with pain. I call you with madness. And I summon you at the greatest loss. And I bind you by your true name, Chilzo. By the gods, I have reached out to you through the void, Chozo. I command you by your true name. Show yourself. Kabadeth, please, stop this. Show yourself. By Tadautas, it's huge. It is larger than I anticipated. But Chozo must obey the rules of magic. It is bound, and I can command it. No! It is far more powerful than I thought. Golden, help me! Forgive me, Kabadeth. No! Golden, I beg you! Don't let it take me alive! Chozo, of course, has no use for meat. It feeds on pain. It does not kill its prisoners. Kabadeth's agony was of particular rare morset, and Chozo ensured it would last. His soul was placed inside an oak sapling on the site of his old home to grant his body immortality. For 5 centuries, as the tree grew, he knew torment beyond even his most depraved imaginings. By then, his body was warped, and his mind long fallen into soulless dementia. He was Chozo's, utterly and completely his slave. Trilby, Siobhan, you were supposed to leave. I couldn't, Abed, the professor, he's dead. I know. He was killed by the shadows. Just like they will kill you if you don't get away from here. What is this place? This cave is the center of the reality shift. The stump is what's causing it all. How? It is the vessel for the soul of the Tallman. The acolyte of Chozo. Linkman, nice to see a friendly face. Amazing, isn't it? Of all the things Sir Roderick could have used to murder his son, he chose that idol. placing the soul of John Defoe into the wood alongside Cabadath's, and fusing the poor retard with Chazot's magic, allowing to come back infinitely more powerful than before. Certainly pretty lucky. Lucky? Chazot had to wait 2,000 years for that opportunity. The opportunity to blend magic and science in a single entity. The opportunity to create the bridge. What are you talking about? The bridge between the realms, over which Chazot will cross into our universe and purify mankind. Our order has waited 200 years for the prophecy to be fulfilled. You're not with the Ministry of Occultism. Who are you? 200 years ago, the prophet Jack Freyhorn founded the Order of Blessed Agonies. Since then, we have grown and watched and waited. It was only in the recent years that the events foretold in the Book of Chazot began to occur. It mentioned John Defoe, and it mentioned you. Me? You were the one prophesied to guide the Bridge Keeper to his destiny. But you didn't finish the job. All three aspects of John Defoe had to be destroyed to create the bridge: body, mind, and soul. You only destroyed his body. His soul and mind remained. Had I known about this, I wouldn't even have done that. That will truly disappoint my superiors. They were quite adamant that I should try to persuade you to join our cause and fulfill your foretold destiny. Is that why you were helping me? They thought if I guided you through your visions and showed you the appropriate passages from our holy books, you'd understand that the prophecy is real. You honestly believed I'd join some insane cult just because you handed me some leaflets? Personally, no. A knife in my gut brought an explosion of ice-cold agony. I heard the pitter-patter of my blood on the rocky floor. The pain, the surprise, and my exhaustion went together to cause immediate unconsciousness. I awoke to find myself splayed upon the stump, blood still slowly leaking from my wound. In my injured state, I could barely move. My limbs refused to respond. I was as weak as a newborn. Linkman? Oh good, you're awake. I was afraid you'd miss this. What are you doing? After your staggering ineptitude in Defoe Manor, the Order need to nudge things along. We need a connection to Chazot to help him administrate his coming. And today might be the only opportunity we have all year to summon the Tall Man. You're going to bring that thing into our world? With a standard ritual of blessed agonies and an offering. After he takes your life, he will be grateful to us, and then he will guide us to our destiny. So, why did you stab me? What if I'm already dead by the time he gets here? You won't be. Men like you, Trilby, die on their own terms. They don't weakly let the life slip away from one measly knife wound. Hush now. Cabadath is coming. Okay, talk to Siobhan. Siobhan, are you there? She's here, but she can't answer you. She has nothing to do with this, Linkman. Let her go. On the contrary, it is important that all three of us be here. It is part of the ritual. Okay, ask about Chazot. Why are you summoning the Tall Man? What possible use could he be to you? You've been experiencing the flashbacks, I know. You saw Cabadath's attempt to summon Chazot, yes? I saw that he failed quite drastically. He assumed our Lord could be summoned with any old basic demon summoning rite. But Chazot is far greater and far more powerful than his rivals. He is very nearly a god of pain. It takes a great amount of magic and a much more complex ritual to summon one such as he. We do not know it, but the Tall Man does. He will guide us and teach us. Okay, talk about... ask about book. What does the prophecy say about me? The Book of Chay prophesies the creation of John Defoe, the Wraith. It states that when his body, mind, and soul are destroyed in conjunction, the bridge between the realms will be created. It also states that you are supposed to guide this process. But we can expect one or two inaccuracies in a prophecy written so long ago. Okay. Move. My attempts to move only made things worse. I felt a sharp stab of pain, and something snapped by behind my eyes, filling my vision with spots. Punch. I was losing blood steadily. My arms and legs were limp and unresponsive. I couldn't move. Kick. I was losing blood steadily. Okay. Look. From my position, I could only see a small portion of the wavering cavern. I could see the idol of John Defoe on the stump beside me, and my bloody waistcoat lying discarded in the corner. With my other senses, I could detect the presence of Siobhan and the redoubtable Linkman. Look. Idol. I stared blankly. Look. Coat. Strangely, my first thought was a vision of the repair and laundry bell. Look. Siobhan. I could not see Siobhan, but I could hear her trying to moan through a gag. Look. Linkman. The treacherous cultist was wandering around the stump in a manner that I supposed was relevant to his ritual. Okay. Kick. Idol. I call thee from the south. The pain was now replaced with an ice-cold numbness that was spreading fast. The room was swimming before my eyes. I call thee from the west. Nothing yet. It was becoming harder and harder to breathe, and air rattled in and out of my lungs like a buzzsaw. Reality flits from realm to realm, tormented, confused, in this madness that we might bring thee to us. I'm gonna go ahead and try what I'm supposed to do. What you're supposed to do is die. Not yet, but I was pretty close. Okay. End it, Cabadath. I present thee with blessed agonies, body, mind, and soul. My vision was clouding up around the edges. It seemed like my stubborn will was the only thing keeping me alive. And there we go. Now I know for sure that I can just die. And I died. I present thee with the guide, failed in his duty for thee to judge. Come. What? He's dead? No, that's not possible. Master, please, no! 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 Trilby? Go back, Trilby. Leave me alone. I'm dead. Not yet. Not fully. Your mind and soul are drifting apart from your body. With enough power, there's still time to pull them back. But you must have the will to return. Forget it. I've had enough. I did the assignments. I made myself useful. I lived up to the reputation Defoe Manor gave me. Today, I gave everything I could. and I still died. There is still work to be done. You have not yet completed your duty. I'm sick of duty. I'm sick of prophecy. Just let me sleep. Stronger men than you have tried to fight destiny. None succeed. Past, present, and future are all different faces of the same die, and few can see them all at once. But I can, and the future demands that you live. Return now. I have marked the path. Please, just let it in. Pleading to me is useless. I am just as much of a prisoner of fate as you are. The future your actions are destined to bring about has already taken place. Without your part, I would not be here to restore you to life. So you see, by my mere presence, your decision is already made. Who are you? A murderer and a madman, and a puppet of forces neither of us could possibly comprehend. Trilby, say something. What? You're alive. Oh God, I didn't even know if I was doing it properly. But I did it. You're alive. Where's Linkman? That tall man took him. He did something horrible to him. And then he took him away. Where's my waistcoat? Shh, don't talk. I've already called for an ambulance. Let's get you back upstairs. Wait. See that wooden idol? Yes? Bring it with us. Wrap it tightly in clothes and bring it with us. Don't let it touch your bare skin. Okay. And now, it sits across from me. The reality shift had cleared up, and we were free to leave. An STP cleanup crew arrived with the ambulance. No trace of Abad or the hotel staff was found. Officially, they've been classified as unexplained disappearances. Lincoln and the tall man seem to have also vanished, which does not surprise me in the least. Siobhan signed the Official Secrets Act, and last I heard is staying with her parents to recuperate. Which just leaves me to write up my notes, with the idol that haunts my dreams gazing at me from across my desk. I was dead. I can't pretend I wasn't. No amount of CPR could have brought me back from where I was. So who did? The man in red? Who was he, if not an insane hallucination and brain death? Unimportant. I am alive, and that's all that matters. Just that. And the destiny of this wretched statuette that I am apparently fated to carry out. Every instinct in my being wants to burn it to ashes and grind them into the dirt, but I do not. Linkman spoke of a prophecy, that the destruction of John Defoe's soul would somehow help him and his order summon their dark god. So if I destroy the idol, they win. But what else can I do? Certainly I can't keep it. I know that experience that it leaks malevolent influence like a broken pipe leaks water. The only other option is to hide it. But where can I hide such a thing and ensure that it is never again found by human hands? I shall have to think about this. Trilby. 1997. July 29th. 1997, in fact. The fulfillment of the prophecy continues. The ritual for the summoning of Chay will go ahead. Events have been set in motion that cannot be stopped. We have the blood of the guide. Now we must wait. Wait and prepare. At this time there came a man from the land of technology, and though his wisdom was great and his power advanced, he had the willfulness of his fellows, and so he was the arrogant man. And on the 8th and 20th day of the 7th month of the year of the arrogant man, the king gazed upon the lands of the technology and said, O king, I beseech you, for this land has become corrupt with your benevolent hand, and darkness seeks to envelop us all. I demand of you to cross the border between our lands and make things right, for my power is great, and I have it in my power to control one even as great as you. And the king was rightly amused, for while the arrogant man's power was great indeed, the king's power was greater indeed. And he said, I will not submit myself, for firstly, my power is greater than yours, and not yours to command. Secondly, while my capabilities are many, it is impossible for me to enter the land of technology, for the border is a dark and treacherous ocean I cannot cross. But I will do this for you, O arrogant man. For all of the bigness of your hand, you're still small enough to be spared. I shall rescue you from the darkness in the land of technology, and you shall live in my household, where you will learn humility. And as the king said it, so it was. And the arrogant man crossed the ocean to the house of the king, where he was brought before his majesty. Now, you must repay me for the slight your arrogance caused me, for despite your insult, I love you as I love every man and beast, and you must take what you learned to heart. And the king took the body and mind of the arrogant man, and separated them from his soul, and this he placed on a great tree in the land of technology, and with this action he announced, Now you are the tree, and the tree is you, and the wood is your soul. With this gift of separation your body shall not wither or die throughout your lessons. But should any man interfere with the tree that is your soul on the day that is mine, I shall lend you the power to confront them, and strike them down with fitting vengeance. And then he touched the arrogant man, and filled his heart with warming love, and the arrogant man became the prince, and he knew the name of the king. And the prince, in the court of the king, bowed and wept, and sang great praise in the name of the king, for great and generous was his wisdom. The Books of Chay, Book of the Prince, Chapter 2. Trilby's Notes. And there we go. There's the credits, finally. Sorry, I missed some of that because it was going by super fast. I can read it fast, but I can't speak it out fast enough. But hopefully, that got you everything that you were expecting. I really... In talking about this game, there's a lot to discuss, really. I mean, this is technically everyone's favorites. It's not my favorite. You already know which one's technically my favorite. But you saw the difficulties I have with this firsthand. Like, it's got a great story. Its atmosphere is wonderful. Like, it is just great. But, like, there's some inconsistencies to the setup that continued onward, and then of course there was some of the puzzles and everything else. But yeah, that was it, guys. I liked this game. I hope you enjoyed it too. And there we are. We're back at the title screen. And I hope you stay with me to the conclusion of the Chay mythos in the next game, 6 Days of Sacrifice. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye for now.